Hello, so this is a preview of Easy Animator Pro version 1.7. We are in a beta at this particular thing that I'm showing you here, so it says 1.6 and the underlay animations are missing. But those will be showing, I'll be showing you those soon. So what I'm doing is I'm going to show you how I created this animation here, and notice how I've got the pieces animating independently and I've got the words separate. And we got a little bug there with the pause, but we'll get that fixed. So I got this little phrase here, surfs up bro, righteous waves, deaf and naughty Batman. And the deaf and naughty Batman is a funny little thing my friends and I said about 30 years ago in Southern California, and it pretty much meant yes. So I'm hoping at the end of this video, if I ask you, is this cool, you'll say deaf and naughty Batman. So all right, let's check this out. So I'm going to go ahead and select everything and remove it, and click on yes, and then I'm going to show you here. I'm going to import a surfing image. Now these are solid SVGs as a whole, not broken apart as the Anibits. Pretty much this new feature has made that obsolete. So I'm going to go ahead and put that there, and then let's drop in that text. I already copied it, so I'll just paste it in there, and let's get this sized up. All right, so and one of the little tricks I like to do is go ahead and select both of them and just kind of eyeball position it. It looks actually pretty decent already. Center, we are going to work on some align features in the future. So I've got these here, and notice that they're just two tabs. So if I hit a preset and apply it to it, it's just going to animate those independently, which is, you know, very PowerPoint at this stage, although a little bit quicker than PowerPoint. But what I want to do is I want to make something that's unique, and so that's what the Anibits is kind of about, you know, breaking the pieces up and you know, just having millions of different possible animations, but making them easy with the presets. So let's take a look at that. So I've got this little guy selected, and I'm going to go ahead and click on break apart, and notice that all the different pieces are on different layers now. So if I apply a preset to it now, it applies that to all the different pieces, making a much more interesting animation, which we can make better in here in a second. But let's take a look at the text. So I've got the text selected, and I'm going to do break apart for it also. And now I can do letters, words, and lines, whereas it was words only before. So I'm going to do lines here and click on OK. So break apart has replaced split apart, which was previously only worked for text. By the way, notice over here that I've got the text kind of cleaned up over here. We've got it in 2 layers, and everything's kind of nice and professional looking now. Also, by the way, reset and remove have been switched because remove is a button that we use much more commonly. In fact, I was going to, the programmer had to argue me out of just removing reset altogether. But so anyways, let's go ahead and show you now that if I apply the preset here, I got all these different things animating independently. So this is cool. Now at this point, I would usually want to kind of clean this up a little bit. You know, for example, look here on the surfer, you know, the pieces are kind of animating, the surfboard that is, animating kind of in different ways. I probably would clean that up. There's other things like the highlight of the arm and the head that I would clean up also, but let's just do the surfboard. I'm going to come down here, and I happen to know it's a little bit further down. I'm clicked on that instead of I can just kind of use my scroll bar. But I know that it's kind of, yeah, it's 15 and 16 here, and notice if I come to the animations tab on the pause, they're 2 different things. So I'm just going to make them the same thing so that they animate together. And I could do that for the other pieces, whatever I wanted. Again, I would do the upper torso and the bodies. The upper torso's highlight and the body, and I would probably do the head and the hair. But I'm not going to waste your time with that. So let's come over here, and on this, I would probably want to also make the text to where it's not animating so that I can actually read it a little bit better, at least not animating during the pause section. So I would come over to the here, and I would click on, I happen to know they're up at the top here. So I'm going to just kind of click on each one and make them none. And then I want to kind of show you here that what I can do to kind of make this kind of, I really want the pause section to last longer. I can't read the text in 1 second. So after I've set the text to be, you know, animate none, then I want to do something that applies to all of the different layers. So I can click on the state option, and then it changes the timing. And when I do that, it's going to go ahead and make it to where it's going to do 5 seconds for everything. Now, there is a little bit of bug. It actually lasts longer than that. That's one thing that we're going to clean up. And the only reason why I even mention that is because normally I would hide that from you, but I wanted to kind of give you a hint of the kind of thing that keeps me from getting this into your hands sooner. I always have to clean those kinds of things up. So watch, this guy's going to stop here in a second, and then it's going to keep pausing before it goes to the out animation. So that's the sort of thing that I have to clean up before I get it into your hands. And talking about cleaning stuff up, we did notice also that a bunch of different types of SVG images, some would behave weird, so we had to clean that up too. Like, for example, whiteboard SVG images use strokes, or a lot of them do, and so we had to accommodate for that, and we had to accommodate for older SVGs and so forth. So if you run into an SVG that doesn't work, please go ahead and send it over after you get this in your hands anyways, and we'll try to accommodate and make that work fine. So I expect that we'll probably have to do that over a version or two before we get everything kind of covered. But for the most part, everything that is more kind of recent in the last year or so should work fine, because I basically took most of my collections of SVG images that I've purchased and gotten from other collections, and we tested them, and I've got most of them working now. So, in fact, all of them that I've been able to identify as being unique. So there we go. This is really cool. So I hope you can say, when I ask you, is this cool? I hope you can say, definitely, Batman.